Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to see that how we can use Terraform variables with command line arguments. Like in last session we have seen that how we can make these variables in same file or in different file, and we can declare them. This is declaration statement, and how we can define them as well. Now here if we have given the value in this way, this is also kind of hard coded values, like you have given static values, and during your Terraform apply plan command, whatever value you have fixed in those variables, that is going to utilized here. Now if you want to make more dynamic in nature, so what you can do, you are not going to give the values here, so in that case, how the values of these variables which you have used inside, how these values are going to provided, because we have not placed these values here in this variables file, we have just declared them and we have specified their data type. So how will they get these values? So for that we can provide those values in our command line itself. So that thing we are going to see in this specific session. So for that, if you have not given that values in your variables file, then you can provide those values during command line itself. That is going to called as that passing Terraform variables value in command line arguments. So let's see how we can provide those values. So for that, what you need to do, you have to write the command Terraform plan, and then you can give the values in this way: -var is equals to, in double quotes we have to put the variable name. So this is my variable name to which I'm going to provide this value. So this is going to be my variable name and the value. So whatever the value was, let me save these values in some places. So I'm going to put these values in some file. Okay, this is going to be my value, and I'm going to put the value of second variable also. Okay, so these values I can pass in command line itself. So I'm going to, in that case you are not required to put that value in double quotes, you can directly put that value. So this is going to be the value for first variable. Similarly, when I'm going to put the value for second variable, I can give a space and then again -var and that second variable name and its corresponding value. So second variable name is going to be this one, and its corresponding value is going to be t2.micro. If I want to give that, if you want to give t2.large or t3.micro, you can give any one of these values. And now I'm going to delete those values from this file, both the values. So it means if I have not placed the value in my file itself, then it is going to take values from command line. So I'm passing those values from my command line. Let me tell you one more thing. If I have not placed those things as of now, if I'm not placing them, let me copy and place it somewhere safely first. And I'm going to delete these values. So what is going to happen? We have used variables, but we have not provided the values of those variables in my variable file, and we have used those variables in this. So from where it will get these values for this variable? So in that case, if you are going to run this command, it is going to ask those variables value at runtime. So if you'll see here, it is going to ask you provide the value for var.myme variable. Then once I'm going to provide this value, it is going to ask me provide the value for where dot my EC2 my instance type. You see, it is asking for where dot Miami value. So if I'm going to provide this, I can provide in double quotes or single quote as well. It is going to work for both of them. Let me provide that in without quotes itself. Then you see it is asking for instance type as well. So here I can give some instance type name, and then it is going to replace in both of those resources these two values. Then you will see there, you see here it is going to tell you in one of that instance type is going to be T2 micro, and that is going to ME for second instance. Similarly for first instance, this is going to be that variable name of instance name, and that is going to be your ME. Now see, if you want to apply that, again that is going to ask these parameters value. Let me tell you, if I'm going to apply this, then again it is going to ask those values from me. So I need to provide both the values again, and then it is going to start provisioning those resources on my AWS account. So it is asking those resources, I'm going to provide them, and it is going to provision those. So this is the way. If you have not provided those values, so you can provide those values at runtime also, which is going to give you more dynamic behavior. Now if I do not want to give those value manually, so I can put these parameters in command line argument itself, like this. And then it is going to directly take these values from command line argument itself. Now it is not going to ask those variables name and corresponding value. It will directly take those values from this command, and you see it has taken that. For instance 2, that instance type has been taken. For instance 2, that ME has been taken. Similarly for instance 1, the instance type value has been taken, and corresponding value for ME has also been taken. So this is the way that how you can give value in command line, and you can also apply these things as well. So let me now execute this final statement. I can apply that, and I can give the last option also, which is going to be hyphen auto hyphen approve. And now it is going to start provisioning these resources on my AWS account. So once this is going to complete, you will see on my EC2 instance sections, you will see 2 instances there, and on my S3 bucket you will see 1 S3 bucket will be there. If everything goes correct, then I'll see those resources created on my AWS account. So let's wait for some time. It has started provisioning those resources. You see it is creating 2 instances and 1 bucket, and it has started making a bucket. Parallel, it is going to start making those instances as well. Now if you're going to see your AWS account, you see 2 instances has been created, which has been created by this dynamic or command line argument, and 1 bucket is also going to create, which has already been provided in my Terraform file, where I have not used any variable. So this bucket has been created recently. Okay, so this is, and you will see the output here. So this is the way that if you have not given the value in your Terraform variable file, then you can provide those values during command execution also as a command line parameter or command line argument. Now question arises, if we have given values here as well. Suppose I have given the values here as well. So what is going to happen? So let me take this value for one parameter only. Like I'm going to change the value here, and here I'm going to give t2 dot large. Before that, let me destroy this previous resources. So this is also going to be the same thing. In destroy command, you are not required to provide this variables value. But if you're going to provide that, I think it should not make any difference for you. So let it be destroy first, and then I'm going to tell you the second option. That suppose we have provided the value here as well in this file, and suppose someone has written the value in command line argument also. So who is going to take preference? Either this will come or T2 micro will come. We are going to see next once my destroy will be completed. So it is going to destroy all these resources that is it has made in a previous command. The best thing about Terraform is that it is going to do all these things parallelly. Means three resources you have specified, three resources you are destroying, and it has started destroying all those resources parallelly. You see instance 2, 1, and bucket. So it has started all the three things together. Now, if I'm going to make this command, and you see that in Terraform file also I have given this value as a parameter as well in this variable. Sorry, I have just placed this value as fixed value in this variable itself. I have defined the value here also. So what do you think that which is going to be the preference? This will come or T2 large will come. So let's see what is going to happen. So in this case, command line parameters are going to take preference. So you will see T2 micro will come in place of T2 large. So see what is happening here. You see T2 micro is coming. T2 micro is coming. It is not taking the value that you have defined in your file itself. So whenever you have used value at both the places, that you are putting the value in your variables already, but you have also passed the value in parameter itself, then parameter value or argument value is going to replace your file value. So that is also going to be that sequence or preference. So preference in this case is going to given to arguments value. Okay, in next class we are going to see other type of variable type as well. There you will find out that that particular thing is going to give you more preference on top of this also. So that is going to be the significance, that how you can pass those values as a parameter in command line itself. So that is going to be about this session. In next session we are going to see .tf vars file, which we called as Terraform variables file, which is going to be a unique kind of files which is going to add next level of significance of Terraform in this kind of environment. So that we are going to see in next class. So this is going to be end of this session. See you in the next class. All the best.